Welcome to hole number one of the St. Patrick's Day tournament, played on the Drew Moore Links course. Setting up on the left-hand side. Now, I've got a bit of a headwind here, so we're playing the full, well, 4 bars of topspin, 2 bars of left spin. Of course, in a tailwind here, you can see there's not a lot of fairway at the end there. You don't want to go the full 4. You might only go 1 bar of topspin or so. The idea being to get this ball just past that shadow and near the end of the second fairway. You can play any kind of ball you like here as well. Keep that in mind. I'm not even really sure what my thought process was in using the katana. Sometimes I just use whatever ball I have the most of. You know what I mean? You have to manage your inventory. So whatever choice you make, you can go with the basic ball or kingmaker. I don't really care. I just want you to get the eagle and have a great tournament. So this one comes in very, very nicely. Get it down here near the end, somewhere around 327. So should set you up very nicely for the second shot here with a long iron. I'm playing 5% max as the elevation on this shot, and you'll see that we're using just about 1.6 bars of topspin or so. Of course, we'll have to tweak it to the live tournament conditions, but I have the top of that yellow ring just clipping out of the rough, and this is a very straightforward rough bump. Now, certainly you can play this hole on the right-hand side as well, but I've always had a ton of success over here, so I tend to kind of go with what works. That's hitting perfect, getting a beautiful bump and roll. You know what's going to happen. Get in the hole. Thank you so much. Hole number 2, this par 3, I think this bounce up approach is absolutely the most consistent. I play 3 bars of topspin in this wind, 2 bars of right spin, and you notice I've got that red ring just sort of flirting with the rough down here, and that second bounce before the fringe, and I'm just trying to eyeball it with this lower level Goliath. I mean, it's a mid-level Goliath. Okay, I get that. It's not super low level, but the lack of ball guide here is the thing that I would change. Is if you've got a grizzly or something with a better ball guide, use it, right? Because that's really where the struggle is of this shot, pushing it up into the wind, because of course mountains tend to get in the way. Don't forget 20% mid is the base elevation that we play here on this par 3, and I think this is going to be a very consistent way to play the hole. I know there's other ways, but this is a fantastic way to go. Hole number 3, this is the kind of par 5 that you're really just looking to get the eagle. I'm going to show you a way here that can definitely get the albatross, but by no means am I expecting it. I go like 3 bars of topspin here with this quarterback level 7, remembering, of course, that if you've got a QB 10, you're going to need to use a little bit less because you'll be setting up further forward because you have more power with the club. You could go with a Thor's hammer here, a rock, an extra mile. It doesn't really matter. You just want to get this ball down near the end of the fairway without going over. So a great ball is not usually the best way to start, but again, this is where the accuracy, high accuracy clubs come into play, and it really doesn't make all that much difference in this scenario. So this is a beautiful position here. You could be a little further ahead. It wouldn't hurt, but don't push it too far. Second shot here, and I played that drive at 0%. Second shot is played uphill. It's a negative 10%. I'm going like 1.2 top and the full 2 bars of right spin. You'll see here where I sort of tuck the yellow ring very, very close to the side here. Now, you could leave it a little more left and then add a little bit more right curl. This is a very sensitive shot. It's very challenging to get this one to behave properly and to give you that albatross that you so desire. However, I strongly feel with these shots as they are, you should be able to start your round with 3 -2s on the card, and with a little bit of luck and a perfect ball here on 3, you might just be the one to get the albi. You see how this comes in very nicely. Very good opportunity, but you just have to be fairly perfect. Hole number 4, this par 3, I'll show you 2 ways to go and get the hole in one. First one here, I kind of call this the bounce shot, if you will. You play it on the first fairway, aim directly at the pin, and I'm giving this one a little bit of topspin in a strong headwind, about 1.4 or so, 1.2. Just depends on how strong the wind is. If you've got a tailwind here, please don't use that much topspin. You're going to use probably a little bit of backspin or a bit less. All in all, though, the bottom line here is very straightforward. You're going to set it up, and I'm playing it with that yellow ring into the rough there because of this headwind, knowing full well it's going to compress my ball guide on this shot. As you'll see, we're not too close to the end there, and it rolls in at a beautiful pace. So second way, I'm going to show you a rough bump just now. All right, so hole number 4, once again, this is a spicy, spicy rough bump. I'm setting up with 3.8 top and about 3 bars here of left spin. And as you can see, you should bring a kingmaker to keep that wind as low as possible. This is green ring touching the rough basically on both sides. So this is all about accuracy. These days, I would say precision. 45% minimum distance is the elevation adjustment here. And I like the Goliath especially, well, A, because it has a top spin, but B, you don't have to pull very many rings. You need to practice this shot before you go live with it, because if you are off even by the slightest, you're going to find yourself in trouble. Otherwise, you might find yourself right at the pin in the hole. Hole number 5 on this par 4, I'm looking for a very straightforward eagle. I'm going to bounce over this bunker on the right-hand side here. You'll see that I'll end up using 4.5 top and 1 bar of right spin. I know it's alarming to see a couple of extra bars of side spin there, but this is just a bit of older footage. The hole hasn't changed. We literally line it up with the top of the yellow ring here. 10% max, 4.5 top, 1 right. I don't really give it anything crazy there. I think I gave like 2 ticks of overpower. But I'd be careful with that in some wind, because you could clip that rough and put yourself in a bad time. Now, second shot here, I've got a very low-level thorn, so I elect to go with the backspin shot. And I'm going to use like no spin here. It's not really a backspin, it's a bounce over shot. You could play a backspin shot if you're further up, or there's the all-popular rough bump here as well. You know, it just depends on how you like to play it, right? So I'm like, all right, I have no spin, I'll just go right at the hole, which in fact actually is a very good situation many times with the thorn, as long as you have that extended ball guide sort of understood. You have to leave it a little bit short here. 10% max on the drive, 10% max on the second shot here. A little bit stronger wind, probably a little bit of a tour play example here, but all in all, works out just like this. Get in the hole. We'll see you on number 6. Hole number 6, this is not my favorite par 5. You could definitely play it over there on the left-hand side. Use an accurate club, like a quarterback or a rock, and then you've got a second shot. I like playing it over here sometimes. It all depends on the wind. I've got the big topper and a Titan max top spin, and you can see we're going right down the center. If this was a headwind, I probably would choose the left-hand path. Okay, this course is crazy in the fact that many of these holes can be played like 3-4 different routes, you know. So I'm not telling you the absolute you have to play this way. I'm just trying to give you a good path to a great score that you can be happy with and get yourself some hardware and rewards. So that's the drive. I gave it a tiny bit of overpower just because you don't want to hit great with any kind of big topper, okay? Second shot, playing a rough bump here with the sniper. Be careful, because the second bounce here does have a tendency to stick into the rough. However, you do have to give it left spin to get that ball guide where you want it to be. I go about half a bar of top spin, 2 bars of left spin, and the wind is good for the rough bump. But if you have like a strong right to left wind, this might not be the way to play. Again, this is the kind of course where you really have to look at the tournament wind and then decide for yourself what is going to suit your play style, what is going to suit the course conditions, and what path is going to get us to glory as efficiently as possible. So nice rump, nice bump, beautiful roll, little bit off there, but gives you an idea of how this popular shot can be played. Hole number 7, this hole is a little bit famous for how inconsistent it can be. I'm playing a straightforward rough bump, 5 top, 1 bar of right spin. You can pull that off with a navigator, a kingmaker. You know, you're just trying to get this ball guide to the hole here. 15% max, and actually you can see I'm slightly off to the right there. I'm adjusting it. Clipping the fairway with the yellow ring just a little bit here and trying to make a clean hole. This one, you could play it 10 times exactly the same and get 10 different results. So, I mean, this one, you might want to bounce over. I don't know. You might even want to just use some backspin and stick it to the green. A little bit of luck. You can get this one in the hole, though. Hole number 8, this is the last par 4, and this is another example of a hole here that can be played like 5 different ways. Some people will send this one to the green. I'm going to play here with a big topper and a katana ball, because I guess I have a lot of them in this account. And maximum top spin here. That's pretty much it for the drive, 10% max. Be aware that the fairway on the left does slope to the right slightly, so you want to take careful consideration there when setting up this shot. On the right-hand side, there's a good bit of curl that can be involved, so I tend to stay away from it unless maybe on my my pro account. So this one, as you can see, slopes down to the right there, but gives you a beautiful look at this shot for the second shot here. Now, you could play a rough bump on the second shot. You could bounce it over. You could backspin. All the same as that earlier par 4. But you just need to do what works well for you. I've got the Thorn 4, so I know I don't have a lot of topspin. So I end up going for the backspin here. 3.5 back, 1 bar of left spin at 10% mid, and I think we will be satisfied with the result here nonetheless. A lot of people like to play a runner 10. That's a popular shot that's been done here on the left. I've played it myself, but my account here does not have the high enough level runner to get the ball guide you need for that shot. So you always have to be thinking on your toes, evaluating what you've got to work with, and hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel for more Golf Clash content each and every week. I love playing this game with you guys, and you can also check out the live stream. 100 Mountain Time. Get in the hole. Come on. Let's go. Hole number 9. This par 5 is very difficult, and getting the eagle here is kind of like an albatross from the front tee. I play the drive with an accurate club here, the quarterback, and as you can see, we're going to play 4 back, 2 bars of right spin. You also see I got a powerful ball. I recommend that, especially for the second shot. Now, I understand there is a play here to get it over the water through those rocks and to spit it out onto the fairway. I've had very inconsistent results with that shot, so I tend to stay away from it. I may try it in live play, we'll see. But otherwise here, just a perfect ball, nothing crazy. Sometimes you use a little bit of right curl here, which would have been good in this situation. But we got this one calculated very closely because we need the distance for the second shot. Bring your big dog or whatever club has the most boom. And you'll see I'm going to go max overpower here. And don't go max topspin. You could definitely roll through the green. But I'm going to use 5 bars of topspin. If you can't reach, it's fine. Bounce it over those bunkers and get it as close to the green as possible. That's a thorn shot or, short iron shot that you should be able to manage, but still requires a little bit of luck. 10%. I don't know why I said mid. This one is max all day and every day, but I'm not recording it. We all make a little mistake from time to time. At the end of the day, this one, it's going to separate so many players in the rookie bracket. So that's why I brought this ball to give me the reaching, because I had a ton of them. So check your balls and play them your style. I'm not here to tell you what to do with them. So this one comes down, looks a little quick, but this is a long green. It's going to put us in a good position for that putt to get that eagle. Good luck in the St. Patrick's Day tournament. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck out there.